said. And it is a cycle that Satan has entered because the mother destroyed the son. The son grew up and now he's destroying the woman who becomes the mother who destroys the son. And then he grows up to become the man who destroys the woman who destroyed the son, who becomes the man who destroys the woman who destroys the son. Women, you are the causality of this problem. They said. But then they said.
I remember when I was little, my mom, she used to be like a video vixen or whatever. She used to like date rappers. Whole time she was just getting fucked on by these niggas. They wasn't even really dating her because they never claimed her. Because she looked so young that she had to prove to the niggas that she was fucking that she had kids so she could get more money out the niggas, and she wasn't even helping us with the money so she could fuck other niggas. Really, she was cheating on him with my dad while my dad was cheating on my stepmom, and then he would drive all the way 12 hours to come fuck my mom. We would literally be at the house by ourselves. Me, my brother, and my sister just sitting in her bed crying, waiting for her to get home. And this bitch on planes. I remember at one point in her life, she was just a fucking threesome for T.I. and Tiny, where she was going out her way to get fucked on by these niggas. Ooh, and that bitch wasn't doing shit for her kids. That bitch was going out her way to have fun and give out coochie to niggas so she could have money and have all this shit because she was pretty.
This is the son talking about his mama, but let's see what mama gotta say.
Hey everybody. I'm the mom a lot of you are looking for. It's come to my attention that you all have met my son. What a joy, right? This situation ain't funny, but the hilarious part of it all is I've never seen a young man who's almost 30 years old be this consumed with his own mama's pussy and what her pussy be doing and not doing. Things that my son did go through that are true that he's not talking about were traumatic. Our family has gone through tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. So the things that did happen to my son, I do not demean or minimize. What he went through and what he felt is real, and how he was affected was real. But what he's telling y'all is bullshit. You would think a young man of almost 30 years old wouldn't have time to talk about things that were years ago. Most of this that he's speaking about is from 10, 20, 30 years ago. He wasn't even around. And some of it is from when we stopped talking in 2022. So just to update everybody, nothing has happened to my son between me and him for any of this to go on. He tricked me into reaching out to me this year, pretended that he wanted a relationship so he could manipulate and hurt me and try to get me into a spell that would cause me to have an episode. And when I tried to check in on him, he spazzed out on me being disrespectful. I told him some things that I thought we could talk about because he's an adult, and he went off and he spazzed out. And he said he will do anything and everything he can to ruin me. This is all because I checked on him.
So is it that I'm spewing a dangerous rhetoric? Or could it be that I'm telling the truth? An unhealed mother, a mother who does not know Jesus Christ and has no governing system and has no solid foundation. That mother is going to give birth to a child. It could be a daughter or a son. In this case, it is a son. That unhealed mother is going to inflict her trauma, which is human language, but in Christianity, in the spirit realm, that unhealed mother is going to, the demons that she is inhabiting, is going to open doors through trauma, through your child who has to defend themselves. I actually just saw a video. Let's insert that video.
I'm not gonna keep telling you the same thing over and over again, bro. Every time I talk to you, it's like I gotta come back and revisit it. Like, you gotta be grown at this point. I'm not, like, listen, you think I'm gonna crash out.
But a child will come into agreement with a demonic entity and an unclean spirit because they're defending themselves, because they feel powerless against you. They got to sit there and take it. And so that sit there and take it is what a demon will use, an unclean spirit will use, and come and whisper in your kid's ear and say, hey, ain't you tired of getting talked to like that? I could teach you how to talk back. Oh, you can? Boop. Open door. Your child comes into agreement with the spirit of disrespect. Your child comes into agreement with a spirit of rebellion. Your child comes into agreement of XYZ. So the Bible tells us we ain't supposed to be talking harshly to our kids. Paraphrase. We ain't supposed to be talking crazy to our kids. Why? Because when we talk crazy to our kids, a demon can now come and say, you don't deserve to be talked to that way. Go and let me help you. Boop. door's been open. So I'm not talking rhetoric. I'm not saying anything dangerous. An unhealed mother who is not submitted to Christ, which means she has no governing system, which means she out here piecing her life together, she's going to now pass that trauma, those unclean spirits, down to her child. If that child is a son, that son is going to hate their mother. They're going to love their mother. But let's keep it G. If somebody's abusing you, and parents, y'all are abusive. I was abusive too. Get the book series When the Scales Fell. I was abusive too. I'm still filtering through abusive nature. My kids are still calling me out. Mom, you shouldn't say that to me. You right, but still. You know what I'm saying? Parents are abusive. So children, your first abuser was your primary caregiver, typically your mother and your father. But if that abuser is a woman and you have a male child and he is being abused by that woman, when that male child becomes an adult male, he's going to have abusive ideologies towards the women that are in their life. He's going to love them. Why? Because he loved their mother. But he's also going to hate them. Why? Because he hated their mother. In one of the mother's videos, she talks about how he was married or whatever, but I guess he got a divorce. Of course. If he's sitting there calling his mama B, if he's sitting there just disrespecting his mama, how much respect you think he got for you? You understand? So there's exceptions to every rule, yada yada boom boom. What I'm saying is, maybe I'm not talking out the side of my neck. Maybe the Holy Spirit is talking through my mouth.